brown-haired man sat with his arms crossed and looked at the small pink snake, asking if she really increases in size after eating a sunflower seed and if she also has superpowers, to which he received a positive answer. Lloyd smiled and stretched out his hand and asked to show the snake all its abilities. This pink beast with closed eyes smiled widely. A few weeks later, this path led to a tunnel under construction in a cave. This snake was chained in a wooden barrel and dug a tunnel, eating the earth because the giant bell was moving inside the shield barrel. Then this pink snake chewed the earth because it was called a bell and had the skill of digging the earth level 1. At this time, the main character with a battered look stretched out his hand, while the huge bell crawled nearby and told Xavier to get ready. At this time, the naked knight in a sweaty state held the blade in front of him. Then the bell released hot streams of metal from its hole. The knight at this time swung his blade to knock down the flying metal rods. Meanwhile, the other blacksmith workers were trying to forge a reliable support on the forge. Step 5 was the realization of the harsh reality, as Xavier, with a dejected look, thought about why a knight like him should mess with the remains of a giant snake. Then Lloyd, with a towel around his neck, raised his hand and began to shout for the guys to continue working. At this time, the workers were pushing a wooden barrel into the depths of the cave, moving towards the goal. Lloyd wiped his face from sweat, looking at the empty pipe, because due to the lack of oxygen, his head was spinning, and if they had not brought the pipe here, they would have passed out long ago. Then the brown-haired man looked at the knight behind him, who said that it was time for them to stop, because like the other workers, he needed to rest. Lloyd turned his head and said that he was in charge here and should monitor the progress of the work, as a responsible person usually does. He looked through his long bangs with a dissatisfied look and realized that in Korea the bosses only know how to talk, and there are even such scoundrels who have never visited the place of work. So he swore to himself that he would never become like that and would monitor the entire process himself. Then he used his vision, scanning. He looked at the wall and saw a room with a green light where there were pieces of coal. He immediately picked up the shovel and began to rejoice with the rest of the workers that they were